regarded as one of the strongest teams in the international circuit. South Africa has given us some tremendous cricketers over the years, and though they have been unlucky at times, South African players continue to be the crowd favorites, and it is more evident for the amount of support the current crop receives anywhere in the world. Despite their dominance in world cricket, cricket in Africa has never been spared from politics since its inception in the region. Just a few decades ago, cricket was confined to only the white population in South Africa, in line with the then government's racial apartheid regime. The brutal apartheid regime prevailed in South Africa since 1948, and that led to the country's isolation in the world of sports. And finally, international cricket tours to South Africa faced a closure in 1970. For more than 20 years, the country was in oblivion from world cricket till the release of Nelson Mandela after 27 years of incarceration that opened up the possibility of the country regaining its sporting recognition. The apartheid regime prevented many South African greats from competing at the highest level and deprived them of representing their country in international cricket. Now, we give a look at 5 South African cricketers whose international careers were cut short due to the brutal apartheid policy. Number 6, Jimmy Cook, one of the most prolific opening batsmen of that era. Jimmy Cook's international career was cut short due to South Africa's isolation from world cricket. Since 1970, he did make his international debut in 1992, after South Africa's re-entry, but at the age of 39 he was in the twilight of his career and had already passed his prime. Cook was also a professional footballer for South Africa. Originally the middle-order batsman for Transvaal, Cook's career blossomed when he was given the opportunity to open the batting. Along with Henry Fotheringham, the duo formed a formidable opening partnership that ensured Transvaal dominated the domestic circuit in the 1980s. He was given the captaincy later on in his career and remains the third highest run scorer for South Africa in first-class cricket. Cook finished his career with more than 21,000 first-class runs with 64 centuries and 87 half-centuries. He scored at a healthy average of 50.58. Number 5, Peter Kirsten, another promising prospect whose career got affected by the brutal apartheid regime. Peter Kirsten was a prolific run scorer in the domestic circuit. Kirsten played for Derbyshire in the English County League from 1978 to 1982 in 106 matches, scoring 7,722 runs at an impressive average of 49.50. He played for Western Province in the South African domestic circuit, scoring 9,087 runs in 133 matches. He also captained Western Province during the 1980s, achieving the first class and one-day tournament series double in the 1981-82 season. In 1991, South Africa was granted the permission to rejoin the International Cricket Conference and went on their first-ever tour to India. Kirsten played in all but 3 ODIs as the Proteas lost the series narrowly. In 1992 he made his Test debut against West Indies, scoring a fluent half-century in the second innings of the game. A couple of years later Kirsten notched up his maiden Test century against England at Leeds. Number 4, Alan Curry, one of the most promising left-arm orthodox spinners. Alan Curry's career was severely hampered by the racial discrimination prevailing in the country during that time. Born in Johannesburg, Curry played his first-class cricket for Transvaal. To go with his bowling, Curry was a fine right-handed batsman, scoring nearly 5,000 runs in 127 matches at an average of 34. If he wasn't born in that era, Curry could have gone on to represent his country for many years, and his all-round capabilities used to provide the teams with the ideal balance and combination. The all-rounder played a total of 127 first-class, taking 421 wickets at an impressive average of 23.44. In Curry Cup cricket, the southpaw played 107 matches, taking 378 wickets at 22.12 runs per wicket. Curry was also part of the South Africa team that played 16 unofficial tests and was the Player of the Year in 1980. Number 3, Ken McEwen, the middle-order batsman. McEwen's career coincided with the period where South Africa was banished from playing international cricket due to the brutal apartheid policy. McEwen made his debut for the Eastern Province at the age of 20 and was recommended to Sussex by the future English captain Tony Greaves. Due to its quota of overseas players, McEwen went on to the staff at S6. McEwen went on to become a prolific run scorer for Essex and was instrumental in winning them the county championship in 1979, 1983 and 1984. the Sunday League in 1981, 1984 and 1985, the Benson and Hedges Cup in 1979 and the NatWest Trophy in 1985. Though he was unable to play Test cricket, McKinnon returned to South Africa on most winters to play for Eastern Province. He had two stints in Australia with Western Australia from 1979. Following the 1985 season, McKinnon retired from Essex but continued to play 5 more seasons for Eastern Province. The club went on to win the Currie Cup title during that time. McKinnon finished his career following the 1991-92 season. In all forms of cricket, McKinnon finished with 26,628 runs at an average of more than 41 per innings. His tally of 74 centuries is only the second only to John Langridge's 76 among players who never represented their country in Test cricket. Number 2 Barry Richards, a right-handed batsman of an enormous stature. Barry Richards was considered one of the most successful Proteas cricketer. He played only for Tests for South Africa before they were isolated from world cricket and remained in oblivion for more than 2 decades. But even in his brief career, Richards scored more than 500 runs against Australia with a staggering average of 72. He was instrumental in South Africa winning the series 4-0 under the captaincy of Bill Lawry. Richards was a run machine in the domestic circuit and finished his career with nearly 30,000 first-class runs. He scored 80 centuries in his career with an average of 54. He also scored 8,506 ODI runs with 16 centuries and was awarded the Wisden Cricketer of the Year in 1969. Richards was also a prolific run scorer for Hampshire, amassing 2,395 runs in his first season in 1968. From 1970, he forged one of the most successful opening partnerships for that country along with West Indian great Gordon Greenidge. Number 1 Graham Pollock, widely regarded as the best ever South African batsman to have graced the game. Graham Pollock played 23 tests for the country from 1963 to 1970 before South Africa's exile from international cricket due to the racial discrimination that prevailed in the country. He broke a number of records during his career, and his test average of 60.97 remains second only to Sir Donald Bradman. Pollock also scored 7 centuries in his brief Test career. He was the recipient of numerous awards, including being voted as South Africa's Cricketer of the 20th Century, Wisden's Cricketer of the Year in 1966, and was unanimously selected as the Wisden Leading Cricketer of the Year in 1967 and 1969. Bradman described Pollock along with Sir Garfield Sobers as the greatest left-hander he had ever seen play cricket. Following the South Africa's isolation from international cricket, Pollock played in 16 unofficial Test matches against breakaway teams from England, West Indies, Australia and Sri Lanka. He bid farewell to his international career at the age of 42, scoring a terrific 144 against the rebel Australian side that toured South Africa in 1987. He scored 1,376 runs at an average of 65.52 with 5 centuries to his name. Pollock finished his first-class career with 20,940 runs at an average of 54.67 with 64 centuries and 99 half-centuries to his name.